Hmm. This is softener. If you have a hard stomach and if you find it difficult to go, I went yesterday, I took two of these, and I also took some senna, helped me go. And after I went, I still felt a bit, you know, dicky, but went out with my wife to Doc Manny and bought a new keyboard and mouse combo, and I bought a high-speed 4-port hub with 4 chips, 1, 2, 3, 4 chips, and we bought a good supply of AA batteries and AAA batteries. I do hope you can hear me okay. Oh, this is our time to chill out. If you're one of these people that are awake, I'm going to sing some of the tunes that I like. I'll try and start with, I'll put this away. I've taken two soft softeners, but no laxative. I've had quite a remarkable thing because I've had lots of surges on my bowels, and I've had lots of problems. I could hardly eat any fresh fruit or cooked dinners. Mainly, I would eat Chinese takeaway. The rice is very good, but I went to see the doctor about a week ago, and before we went, my wife gave me a corona test, which is you have to do that before you go because my wife had phoned to say that I had some lung problems, which I've had for a long time. I get short of breath. Went to see the doctor, and they were running a bit late, so we spent the first 15 minutes or so talking to the nurse who took my information down on the computer. And eventually the doctor came. My wife said we'd seen him before and he knew me because I've fallen out of bed a couple of times and I have these vivid dreams. And that particular occasion, I was playing football and I did a very high kicking the ball, pew, with my leg, of course, not my hand. And I threw myself out of bed and I really knocked my head. And that's about 2 years ago. And it took me to the doctor. And the man thought it was quite amusing. That's my scarf. I got neck pain. I've got to keep this neck warm here. Yeah, I don't see. Very warm. Okay, is the light okay? Is that better? Like that? What do you think? Anyway, and the doctor gave me something which I haven't had before. It's called pre. pre it's, it's called, I can show it to you. Just, I can't remember the name of all these medical terms. Oh, hang on. Where's the box? Oh, I've got the box here. Here, look. Can you see it? It's called prednisolone, and it's a cortisone steroid. And I started taking this, I think, last week, middle Wednesday or Thursday, and these tablets are 20 milligrams. He said take one a day for 10 days. There's 20 tablets here, I believe. So but only for 10 days. And within a day or so, I felt incredible. Uh, I could talk much better. I was more, what's the word for you? More fluent. Well, yeah, much more fluent and happier. Uh, and I wrote a message to my sister, and I didn't tell her that I was feeling happy today. But one of the side effects of this medication, for some reason, is you feel happy for no apparent reason. Well, that's not a bad thing, is it? And no mood swings. I wasn't manic. I didn't have a high and then a low. I just felt very good. I think one of the things, my blood pressure has been a bit on the low side. Bit on the low side. This inclines to put your blood pressure up. Uh, there are other things, but what it does is an anti-inflammatory. And also, he gave me a week's course, an 8-day course of antibiotics, which I didn't really ask for. I didn't think I would have those, but he did give me, and also sent me for an X-ray, which I had on Friday. And he said, if there's nothing wrong, we won't contact you. We only contact you if I find something. So since I've been taking this medication, I've had no pain in my lung here. I haven't been coughing, got hardly any phlegm at all, or little or none. So the three things, and also he also gave me this new inhaler. I'll try this one, and use it just once a day. Okay, and of course I have a whole box of other medications. I've got I've got lots of things going on. So I'm getting a bit old. Can you see? Okay. Is it okay? What about that? Is that better? See me better? Oh, I'm not sure. Shall I give you a tune? There, there. That's not too bad, is it? I'll give you a little tune. Okay. Oh, we watched a film on BBC iPlayer tonight, Cape Fear. It's the third time I've seen it. It's one of the most brilliant performances from Robert De Niro, but I'm never going to watch it again. It's such a scary film. Nominated for 2 Oscars. Two. Sorry, two. Not four, two. Ooh, what a scary film. It's a psychological thriller. Yeah. Well, and Lisa said to me, I wonder why we can watch the same film over and over again. Because we're getting old and we forget what we've watched. And she said to me, well, I didn't want to say anything to you in case you got upset and you were annoyed. I said, no, I wouldn't have minded if you wanted to watch something else. But I felt a bit tired to search for anything else, so I watched it. I've been very, very busy because I've got in this room I've got 4 computers to manage. I've got 4 lots of keyboards and 4 lots of mice. And I've got myself ever so confused. I just bought myself a new printer, a very cheap one. Uh, it's all wired up and software is downloaded and installed, but I haven't tested it yet. Do you want your tune? Try and unwind. Get ready for bed, and I'm going to sing you a nice little lullaby. Yeah, a lullaby. All right, okay. Lula, 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 bye, bye. Do you want the moon to play with, or the stars to run away with. They'll come if you don't cry. So lula, lula, bye bye. In your mama's arms, we're sleeping. And soon we'll be asleep. Lula, 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 bye. Isn't that nice? Another song from my childhood, my mummy used to sing to me. I called her mummy then. She sang this to me and it always made me cry. I don't know why she used to. She knew it'd make me cry. It did. It was such a sad song. I'd be about 4 years of age. I'd been, when I was 4, I'd been in hospital for 3 months with a serious mastoid infection. And I was in the hospital for 3 months and I had to have, to drain the infection, they actually had to take bone away from behind my right ear. And after the operation, I developed eczema. And eczema is extremely uh, itchy. You want to scratch yourself all the time. So they put my arms like this in splinters. A 4-year-old boy like this, who couldn't move, couldn't scratch, and I had eczema all over my face. I had that on and off, not badly, but I used to get it in my ears quite a lot, but no longer, no longer. I found a cure for it, and you wouldn't believe all the ointments and creams they give you. The most simple thing I can recommend. Only Vaseline. Vaseline. Take a little bit. It works. It's cheap. It's original. No harm done. No irritation. It's fine. So there's another little health tip. Now, did you want another little tune? Do you want me to sing you that very sad song that my mum sang to me? You wouldn't believe it, but actually, I used to weigh almost 10 kilos more than I do now. But because of the stomach problem, I had lots, many days I had diarrhea, almost every other day, and gradually I've been losing weight. It was not too bad because my knees are not very good. But since I saw the doctor and I have new medication, my knees have felt better as well. I can walk more. Today we went to the shop to buy that what I told you about, and normally I get get to the shop and they have a wheelchair there, but there wasn't one there. We inquired and they said no, they're all in use. So I thought to myself, oh, I'll walk. So it's a big shop, big supermarket. I, I I walked and I managed okay. And my wife said to me, you did very well. Funnily enough, when we were looking at all the computer stuff, there was a chair there, like a office chair. So I thought, well, I'll sit down on wheels. So I sat on the chair and I could sit there. And look, eventually I found the hub I needed, €15. I bought a very nice combo wireless keyboard and mouse, €24, 24.90. The odd thing about that, when we got to the cashier, he gave me a year's guarantee on the hub. So I said, what, what about the guarantee on this keyboard? He said, no, he said, manufacturers didn't give a guarantee on this particular product. I said, why is that? He said, we don't know, but they didn't do it. So I said, what if I take it home and it doesn't work? He said, well, you have 14 days to bring it back. So I said, in other words, we've got a 14-day guarantee. He said, yes. Okay. But it worked fine. Really good. Made in China. But there was no actual warranty with it. It worked fine. Really pleased. I can, here we are. Look. It's called a Defender. Look. Oh, sorry. Can you see it? Yeah. It's very nice. It's got it's it's, it's got a low. a low battery indicator. I reckon these two batteries will last for 18 months, and it worked. The setup was no problem. Oh, I'll turn it around so you can see the back of it. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. There it is. Oh, so I've got four keyboards, four computers, four mice, and I got myself thoroughly confused. I didn't know what went with what. In the end, I had to get my wife because she's got a more logical mind, and my mind was overloaded yesterday. But now it's all working lovely. I've got a Chromebook. I'm very happy with the Chromebook. I'm using the Chromebook now, by the way. Your this video is this video is with a Chromebook. I've got my old 3-digit computer, which I've had many years. It's still going very well. Uh, I've got the Asus computer, which is 2 or 3 years old. I've got a laptop which has got Windows 11 on it, which really was a present for my wife. I bought it as a Christmas, a birthday present for her last year. Uh, or, or, I'm not sure whether it's a bit before, and she hadn't really used it very much. But it's there if she wants to use it. But as we mainly watch TV together in this room, it doesn't matter too much. But the actual laptop, uh, if she wants to watch TV in the big room, we call the lounge or the living room, which we don't live in at all, and we don't lounge much either. But it's a big room. Years ago, they would call it the withdrawing room. The reason it's called the withdrawing room is that men would be smoking after dinner, coffee and brandy, and the women would go into the withdrawing room. They would withdraw. Men and women didn't mix all the time so much. Men wanted to talk about manly things, the stock market, financials, and who's doing what with whom. I don't know. I've no idea. I'm not Victorian, although I do have some Victorian kind of morals. Uh, I must admit that I do believe in getting to know your partner very well before you get married. We lived together for 3 years. We were compatible in every way, and we had no problem getting married. We've been married now for 40 years. 40 years. Yeah, yeah. Very, very good marriage. She was a very good woman and a good son. Living in a lovely country, Finland. Very quiet, very peaceable. Lots of lakes and forests. Used to walk many. Yeah, I can't walk so much now, but I've got my memories because I've been taking photographs for so many years that with Facebook you can see the picture you've taken years ago, and it's almost like you're back there on the walks that you took and the pictures you took. You see them again. It's very nice, very nice. So, are you ready now for this little song about the little boy? Okay, just keep my throat moist. My tummy looks big, but it's not. It's the angle. This picture is maybe the wrong shape. Uh, it's not that big, the tummy. It's just a little bit big. Look, see, quite flat now. Look, nothing there. A solid muscle. Right, now sit back, relax. I play, sing the little song. Okay. It's the little boy that Santa Claus forgot. And goodness knows he didn't want a lot. He wrote to Santa Claus, a soldier and a gun. It broke his little heart when he found Santa hadn't come. In the streets he met those lucky boys and wandered back to last year's broken toys. I'm so sorry for that laddie. He didn't have a daddy. It's the little boy, the Santa Claus forgot. And I'll be sitting on my mother's lap, and I start to cry. And she said, "Oh, don't cry, Bobby. You have a daddy, and you always get your presents." And we did. We were a very poor family. We lived in a very damp basement, almost underground, with damp on the walls, wallpaper falling off, cockroaches there. We only had one little coal fire to heat the whole little basement. Very cold in the winter. We became sick with pneumonia and other illnesses, but we were well dressed and well fed, and always had what we needed. It's my parents that went without. They worked so hard to take care of their children. Never was smacked or shouted at. The only arguments between my parents were usually over money. That's another story. Now, would you like? I'm getting a bit religious now, you know. I'm not preaching your faith. I'm not telling you to believe in any particular thing, but I like religious songs. So I don't know the words to this, but I'll sing you the tune. It's called "Oh Holy Night." Beautiful. I've heard this sang by Sarah Brightman, and you know the guy who's blind. They sang a duet in the Albert Hall, which you can find on YouTube. So "Oh Holy Night" goes like this. La, 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 dee, da, dee, 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 la, 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 dee, da, dee, la, 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 la. La 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 dee, 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 la 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 dee, la 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 dee. Nice, isn't it? When I was 15, I had Crohn's disease. I was in hospital for 6 months. And after I left hospital, they sent me to Temple House, a convalescent home in Waltham Cross in Essex. It used to be a stately home which was visited by Elizabeth I, Temple House. Beautiful, and we were all young people there, boys and girls. I was 15, and the Temple House was being run by. I didn't realise it at the time, but I've realised now that these were evangelists from the USA. So that they taught us Bible stories, and we used to sing gospel songs. And I was quite low mentally, physically. I've been in bed for 6 months. I was trying, we had good food, but I had to learn to walk. My ankles were very weak, and they also told me a lot about how Jesus could change my life, and that I should ask Jesus to come into my heart. And I was, in a way, I'd been brainwashed, not in an unpleasant way. They were wonderful people who were sincere in what they were doing. But nevertheless, I was under pressure to ask Jesus to come into my heart as my saviour. Now, as a child, from the age of about 4, I always went to Sunday school. Uh, 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. It's the only time that my parents had an hour to themselves. So there, we had Sunday school where you had Bible stories. So I knew a little bit about the Bible and about Jesus' life. And when I was about 8 years of age, I had quite a good voice, and I joined the choir. I went to St Paul's Church in Clifton, in Bristol, and I was in that choir for 4 years, and I loved it. We had choir practice twice a week, Tuesday and Thursday, and then uh, we had this on Sunday. We had the service uh, 11 o'clock and at 6 o'clock, and often we would do like Easter services, Easter, and Christmas, and also the Harvest Festival. So I know a lot of hymns, and I've heard a lot of vicars giving their sermons. I don't remember much about their sermons because we never listened. Us boys had comics which we kept out of sight, which we could, when the vicar was preaching his sermon, we'd read our comics. And I think the choir masters, he never, I think he was a bit suspicious about us. And I will tell you one example of how naughty we were as choir. We had a, a long dark blue cassock that went down to our feet like a cloak. On top of the cassock, we had a white surplice. It came down to the waist with a wrap around the neck in white, not red. And we did church parades. We did, oh, it was my part of my. And one thing that was nice is that they gave me every 3 months 12 shillings. So we got a shilling a week. A lot of money in those days. Give you an idea, my first job at the age of 15, before I became ill, I got £3 a week. When you think of money today, £3 in 1955, it was good because I gave half to my mother. I bought my own weekly season ticket. I saved 7 shillings and sixpence, and I had 7 shillings and sixpence to spend as I wished. And all I used to do, I loved to go to the cinema. I always watched the old silent movies, the old black and white films, cowboys, Indians. Never watched. I don't like. We never, us boys, we never. And also, I'll sing you the song that we went to the ABC Miners Club. We were ABC Miners. Our Saturday morning pictures was we belonged to the ABC Miners. ABC. Now, it's only recently that I've discovered the ABC. They owned many cinemas throughout the UK. And believe it or not, ABC stood for the Aerated Bread Company. That's correct. And we all went there on Saturday morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. Usually it's about a 2 hour show. We always had cartoons. We had always a serial like Flash Gordon and a main film, usually a cowboy film. And if there was a cowboy film with a woman in it, we would be very, very irritated by it. We would all go, oh, women, girls, women, ooh. Young boys, they don't want to see girls in movies. They want cowboys and guns and Indians killing each other. I know, I know. Yeah, I know. Now I can't think of anything worse than people, boys and boys playing cowboys and Indian trying to kill one another. You're dead, lie down. We're living in the real world now. I've lived through the Second World War, and now we've got the war going on in Ukraine. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I feel quite really sick to the stomach with all that's going on. I'm so terribly sorry for the people in Ukraine. What can I do? What can I do? What can anybody do? No one knows what to do. But let's hope something happens that will protect the people of Ukraine. Anyway, I don't want to depress you anymore because if you're getting ready for bed and you want to go to sleep, you don't want to hear all this. So I've got to sing you in the church. What sometimes we change the words. Oh come, all ye faithful, glorious and triumph. Oh come ye to Bethlehem. Come and adore him, bless the King of angels. So the next line is, oh come let us adore him. We used to sing, oh come let's bust the door in. Oh come, oh, oh come let's bust the door in. That happened with many hymns. We changed the words, and the choir master would. He wasn't quite sure if he heard right or not, but he was suspicious. Boys are boys, aren't they? We never found being in choir a particularly religious, a religious experience. But coming back to the convalescent home, I was on the phone to my parents. Their phone number was Tideway 5824. We lived at 97 Breakspear Road, Brockley, Southeast 4, London, Southeast 4. And I get on the phone and say, please, I'd be crying on the phone to my parents, not to my father, but to my mother. I would say, can you please take me home? I don't, for some reason, I resisted this religion, this being pressured into accepting Jesus into my. I said, please take me home. I, I hate it here. I hate it here. I don't like being here. And my mother didn't know what to do. She didn't say, we'll come and get you. It was just left. But I think it was either that night or the next night that I went through a kind of conversion, if you, whatever you might call it. We were up in the dormitory, and once again they said, we're going to pray for you. They sang some gospel songs, beautiful songs. I love music as well, and I became very emotional. I was unhappy, but I wanted something to make me feel better. And I knelt there and I said the words, please Jesus, come into my heart and help me. It's the most amazing experience I've ever had, apart from falling in love with my wife. But that was the most experience because my heart, the light and the energy flowed through my body. I felt wonderful. I felt happy. All the troubles and the worries had gone. It had left me completely. I don't know how this works. Is it hypnosis? Is it brainwashing? I don't know. But I was 15 years old, young boy, and the next day I phoned to my mother and said, don't worry, Mum, about me. I'm very happy now. I'm a Christian. I've accepted the Lord Jesus into my heart and I've been saved and I'm a Christian. I'm very happy. You haven't got to worry about me anymore. I haven't told this to many people. think it's the first time I've ever made a video of this, actually. I've made lots of videos, some pretty stupid, but now I'm being serious. And we went to see, we had a bus outing to Wembley to see Billy Graham in the 50s to Wembley, 100,000 people. And we were very high up on the staging at the back of the arena. And we saw the huge choir and the music and the gospel singing and Billy Graham, the preacher. Now I had been saved, but there were many people there that felt the need for some spiritual side to their life. People who maybe, and Billy Graham said, we're all sinners. We've all done things wrong in our life. But if you come down now, your sins will be forgiven. They'll be washed away. And there was 100,000 people there in Wembley. And I saw thousands and thousands of people leave their seats, start to walk down the aisles towards the area in front of the choir. There must have been 3,000 or 4,000 people there, all knelt down, and Billy Graham pressed them. He said, your sins have been washed away. You are now members of the Jesus Christ Church. That was an amazing experience. So I think humans they have the need for something more than material things. Money and material things. There is a spiritual side to us. I'm absolutely convinced of it. Okay. So I'll sing you one song that they sang, one of the gospel songs. Are we weak and heavy laden? Come, but a load of care. Jesus knows our every weakness. Take it to the Lord in prayer. I will find a solace. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Another song they sang, the old rugged cross. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, an emblem of suffering and pain. Now I cling to that cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. As I cling to the old rugged cross, till my trophies at last I lay down, I will worship the old rugged cross, and exchange it someday for a crown. Okay. Well, I wish you all well. Take care of each other. More important than love is taking care. Love is fundamental to any relationship, but to care for somebody that you don't necessarily know that well, caring is what makes our life as humans worthwhile, to care and to share. Good night and God bless.